Rub it on your palms. Just feel the brushes. Your pencil. Rub it on your palms. If you know me, I always light an incense before the class as well. So my room smells like flowers as well right now. So just create a connection, hold it close to your heart and say, today I'm going to paint with my heart out. I'm doing this for my inner child. I'm doing this for the creative spirit inside me. I'm very excited to start this today. Okay, and that's exactly what even we are. We are very, very excited to start this class today. So usually it's always my face whenever I take a class, it's there. But today I'm giving you out a zoomed out approach because I'm also going to share with you how important the layout of doing a watercolor is. With pen and ink, with Niranjan says, it's just that you carry a pen with you and you draw anywhere and it's done. But with watercolors, there are a lot of things to be think. So first thing, let me tell you a little bit about your setup, how it should be. Uh, Make sure you have good sunlight coming. Okay, it's always better to do, especially when we do floral botanicals early in the morning, like somewhere where there's light. It's very good. It should be near a window. The second very important thing is do not have your light source coming from back. Okay, which means let me just explain to you. I'll just show you through this. It will help you explain better. See, right now when I'm writing on this, right now when I'm painting something on this, the shadow is not coming here. The shadow is coming behind. Okay, there is no shadow of me on the paper. See, it's behind my hand only. But if the light is coming from you, you will have a shadow on top of you. I will just show it to you from reverse and show. See, now you see if I paint, all the shadow is coming here. It's covering all this notebook. So if I paint, I will be painting, let's say I'm painting here. I'm painting in shadows. Whereas here, there is no shadow. Comment in you if you have understood. Light is very important role playing into this. So make sure that your light source is coming from front on your face. Okay, so you have to, in short words, you have to face the camera. You have to face your window while painting. Okay. The second basic of this that you should know is that your right hand, which hand do you paint with? Can you all show me a brush in your hand and show which hand do you paint with, right or left? Okay, all of you are righties. So when you do this, now it's very important and I keep messing this. Your watercolor, this water jars should be on the right side. Okay. Your brushes should be on the right side. All of the things that you need regularly will be on your palette. Everything should be on your right side. Okay, यहाँ पे reverse दिख रहा होगा आपको because it's a mirror image. But right side is where you'll keep it. Left side is where you will keep your drinking water, your beverages. This is very important because I have drank so many times watercolor while doing it or dipped my into this drink into my tea. So on your left side, you keep all your beverages and food. And by the way, this is a great exercise because then you start picking up your left hand for drinks subconsciously and it trains your hand muscles and your brain also. So get into a habit of drinking everything from this cup and this hand form painting. Okay, comment in comment in T if you think it's a great tip. So this way, even when you're doing pen illustration, anything, train your brain to pick up drinks and from this cup, from this hand. Cool. Okay. So that is pretty much about the setup that I wanted to tell you and show you that it should have light. You should have ample hand space. You should have a good environment to do this. With that said, let's quickly now go to the next part of the class, which I was so excited to take. So first of all, let me be very, very honest with you. This is the first time I'm teaching watercolors in so much depth. I have taught chakras, I have taught different versions of this, but first time I'm going to do it in so much depth. So if you don't understand something, if you want me to repeat, please let me know. First things first, you need two water containers. Okay, one with clean water. One will be for washing your brushes, which you can keep little farther away. And this is going to be your coloring bowl, like which you are going to use to color. Okay. So remember this, at all times, there is going to be one clean bowl with you and one dirty bowl with you. So look at your two bowls and assign one it. We'll not call it dirty because it's there. We'll say this is the clean bowl and this is the use bowl. Okay. Designate these for you. The next thing is brushes. Now I am seeing a lot of you giving me so many brushes and carrying like 6, 7 brushes. You don't need all or these so many brushes. We will only pick up 3 brushes. Okay. First is going to be, and we'll call this only, you can pick up 2, 4, any size for it. A small brush, a medium brush, and a large brush. Comment in 3 if you have 3 of these brushes, small, medium, large. Just pick 3 brushes and rest of your brushes, please pack it up. You do not need more brushes than this. 3 if you have 3 brushes. If you have only, or if you have only 1 brush, please let me know the number of your brush. Okay. Now, another useful thing to have is a flat brush. These are actually all round brushes. Now, this is something a lot of people don't know about it, but these are actually made for acrylic paintings. A real watercolor brush is called a mop brush. But mop brushes are expensive and very difficult to use. So I will not ask you to get into mop brushes right now. These are very advanced and mostly for landscapes. Right now, this is all the kinds of brushes that you can need. You can also use these things called brush pens. Okay, brush pens are probably level 2. When you have a little more control over your water, you can use these brush pens. Basically, you can fill water inside these. Okay. So you can fill water inside this. So on the go, especially when I'm traveling, I don't have freedom to take a lot of water jars or something. This helps. But again, this is a little higher level. I just wanted to tell you and explain to you equipments, because when you go out to take watercolor, lot of options will be here. Okay. Second, the next thing that we want to know is paints. How many of you have a jar of paints like this versus how many of you have tube paints? Where is my tube paint? 1 minute. Yeah. How many of you have palette versus how many of you have a tube? Okay. So today I will also tell you how to correctly use these palettes and all, because most people colors and all don't use them. So in the beginner level, you use a palette like this. Today I am also going to use a palette, and later on you can do with a tube. In case you are using a palette that you don't need any other things, one thing I want to show you. So color palettes like this need activation. Okay. Water is a very wet material. So most of you will be using your watercolors like this. Just watch first. You will be taking some water. I'll do it here so you can see. You'll be taking some water and putting it green, like let's say color on this, and then doing it. Okay. This is how most people do. Now you see here, not lot of color came. The pigment did not come very bright. So I will take more color. Now see here, in doing this, you are rubbing the brush very hard. And your colors will come like this. Okay. But this is an incorrect way to use a palette like this. To do this palette, you can either take your biggest brush in water and just put some water drops on each one of these colors to activate it. Or another way, and this is a master tip, is you can have a bottle like this, a spritz bottle like this. So simply sprinkle and see all the colors are coming alive. I legit tell you, when I sprinkle on these, I can hear the colors screaming, yay, yay, as if they are getting a nice bath, spa time. So please, all of you, if you have this palette right now, wet your colors. Now for those who have tube paints, it's a similar procedure. So I'm not getting into a lot of color theory and how to adjust your palette and doing it. But for this class, you will need 3 colors. So you can choose any red. So I usually, whenever we get a new palette or something, we need to go through the color wheel. This is again a very big class for a new time, but we see the combinations. So there are going to be different blues and reds. You need to test out this. But for today's class, we don't need to do anything for that. So any of your red, you pick a tube and you put some gently on the edge of your palette. Okay. Edge of your palette, you put some red. Then you will need some yellow. So I already put my yellow here. So I will use it from there. And the next primary color. So these are, I am assuming most of you know a little bit about primary colors. I'm not getting into depth of colors. And then a little blue. So all those who will have tube paints, you will see that you have different blues. So you need to plan those blues. I tried with cobalt blue, candium camlin blue, Prussian blue. Out of all these blues, today I'm in a mood for this blue. So I'm going to put it. It's called a shade card. Okay. So just put a dab of your blue onto your paper. 1 minute. At French Ultra. Okay, just on the edge. Okay, now both of you, all of you comment and see if you have colors on your color this. Either it's on a palette, either onto it, you have it. So I'm going to show you now what to do with this activated colors. So I'm going to put this water here so you have more clarity on the 1 minute. I'll just adjust the frame. Yeah, much better. So you'll take some water from here and create a small puddle in your palette. Okay, a small puddle in your palette. Water puddle. And now into this, you are going to add pigment. So for example, I want a red color. I'm going to pick red color from here. See, I'm folding my brush. And I'm going to put it here. Okay, this is how palettes work. So you don't ever directly put color. You are going to take a lot of color from this, your biggest brush. And put it on your palette. Please do this with me. Take some color from your and make a puddle on a big intention on it. If you have a square palette, then also you will have space like this only. Let me show you my other palette. Okay, it's very dirty because it was in my bag, but you can use these big square ones to make a puddle. Okay, so the more color you add, a more solid one we will have. So watercolor is all about controlling water. Okay. So on one jar, you prepare water. Now see, this is the pan from which I'm taking water to paint. But when I wash my brushes, right now I need to wash, I will wash it in the other container. Okay. Clean brush again. Now I will pick up some yellow color. And in another pan, I'm going to mix that yellow color. So this is in case you have tube paints. Tube paints are easier to use. So there I now have a yellow puddle. Okay, don't make it too puddly. It should have some thick color consistency. So best way is always to try it out. So let me see. Yeah, I'm very happy with this color. So this one. Now again, we wash our brushes in this brush, in our other one. And next we pick up our color blue. So let's make a blue puddle here. So make sure that every time you use your designated palette color only so that colors don't mix. So I'm going to make a palette. So if your brush it's not wet enough, activate your palette. Pick up color from here. Transfer it. Okay. And then test if you're happy with the consistency. Maybe it's a little too watery for me. I'm going to add in some more blue color. Okay. So this is pretty much the three colors we will need in today's class. I'm going to mix and match and show you what else we can do with it. So make sure you wash it in the other pan. All right. Take a minute and prepare these colors for you. Prepare these puddles for you. I'm waiting. No hurry. So if you're finished with it, the next thing that is very important is paper. Okay, paper is very, very, very important in this session. Let me just turn on a light so that you can see this better. Yeah. So paper is very, very important in terms of whenever you do watercolors because paper is where all the magic happens. So for today's class, you will need two kinds of paper and I always keep that. The first is this watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is slightly thick. It has texture onto it and you can pretty much go to a market or go Amazon and find out your watercolor papers. There are different textures, there are different things. So try out different watercolor paper. So this is going to be your more final sheet. And for your rough practice, you can take any art color sheet, any paper, any drawing book that you have with slightly thick paper you can use for today's class. Okay. But when you are doing a fair watercolor, you have to do it better and I'll show you why. Okay, why it's so important that I'm going to focus so much on colors today on paper because I realized it very late. Watercolors is more about the paper than the color. So I'm going to take some blue to show you clearly. So watch this on this paper. When I work with waters, just watch first and I'm trying to blend. Okay, I'm adding some other color to it. Let's say yellow. Okay, this is a basic blending on a basic paper. But watch when I do it on this paper. Okay, we'll watch the difference here. See this? A new kind of texture will be coming. Look at this. The kind of flow, the kind of color, and the kind of paper it gets in there. So it is very, very 1 minute. It is visible on my side. Let me check this. So because it's texture, it's difficult to do, but you can see here. Here, see water is dripping versus here, the color is accumulating very richly. Okay, and I also want to make sure you have tissues with you because tissues are going to really help it. Please tell me you have a cloth near you. We are going to wipe our brush a lot. And also while painting, I want you to keep some tissue on this side, okay? Because when we paint na, हमारा हाथ यहाँ पे लगता रहेगा, color will keep coming. So it's always good practice to have a tissue here while painting. Okay, done. So with your paper ready, with your colors ready, with all of this ready, I'm very excited. Let's go and paint. Okay. Now, watercolors is a very fast and transparent medium. So we have to do this fast also. So let's start. So materials are all done. So let's take some colors. So first thing, let's warm up our hands. Take your red. With your medium brush, I want you to start painting some lines. So you can see when you first take the color from your puddle, it will look very dark. And gradually it will get lighter. So all about the practice. Zen lines. But this time we are doing something new with this. Watercolor Zen lines. Let's try with a newer color. Let's try with our blue. And these line exercises practicing will make you an expert in watercolor in few days. So try. Okay, just drag your drag your brush from one end to the other. Okay, now when an exercise like this happens, and that's why you should have your cloth ready. Before dipping into water, you wipe it on cloth. Then you pick up your new color. Let's say yellow I'm picking. And same exercise. Do it for a minute because this is important for you to understand your colors, your brush. So once you have done with this, maybe you can try doing it with your big size brush also. Big size is going to be easier. So this is called brush and water control. I have not taught you any technique so far. This is also called wet on dry. Paper is dry. We are taking some color and doing it. So see, this is too much water. This is a lot of water. So we are going to take sponge it off a little and then do this again. It's all water control. See, too much water, I have to change it. Okay. Now we do it with yellow. Very, very calming, right? Like Zen lines. So finish this. I'm going to give you another 2 minutes to take just some control over your brush. So I also have very recently I invested in a hair dryer, but I will not tell you all to get into it because right now you are learning, and with watercolor, a huge lesson of patience comes. Now you have to wait for this to dry. Okay. Once you're done testing your brush, you can only do it with medium and large. The small one you don't have to do. Once you're done with your brush testing, comment in B. We'll go to the next step. So if you want to learn more about watercolors, get in touch with it. The first exercise that you should do is, of all the palette colors, do this for all your palette colors. Okay, and you can make, and once you get into this design, you can use these for so many purposes. For example, let me show you a quick use you can do right now with this itself. So let's say this pink one. Now, since it's a little dry, so I want to warn you with one thing. I asked you to come with a waterproof pen. Okay, waterproof pen. Why? Because if you use, if I write on this pen with this, right, it will get spoiled. The pen will get, nib will get spoiled if you write it on a this. You can use sketch pens, you can use those, but a fine liner will get spoiled. You can't get fine lines. So I asked you for this one. Always, चलो ये हम आगे जाते हुए बताऊंगी, but always use a pen first and then do a wash. It's a method we'll talk later. So now, for example, I'm using this, and there you go. So you can use these to kind of uh, put it in this, so you can, what do you say, make cards for yourself like this. So one exercise you can do is take all the colors in your palette, make lines for it, and find out what color talks to you. Which color gives you a certain, what vibe does it give you? For example, let's say I'm having this blue in my, okay, this indigo-ish blue into it. So first let's activate the palette. See, there's a small puddle here. So I can use this small puddle here now. Do the same exercise and then think about what color does this denote to me. Okay, this is a way of getting in touch with your palette, understanding your tools. So now that we have learned a little bit about our brushes, we have learned a little bit about colors. Can we go to making our flowers? Comment in R if you are ready to go to the next part of the class. Now we are going into serious territory. Okay. So let's So first we are going to learn a little theory. So now the thing is, you understood we were doing Zen lines before. We were doing straight lines. But when you do flowers, you have a very certain different movement to do. So I want you to warm up your wrist and swish and flick like this. 1 minute. I'll just turn on my camera. So I want you to flick your hand like this, because this is the movement that you need. With Niranjan's classes, with Zen lines, we are constantly moving in this axis. But flowers are about softness. So I want you to warm up your wrists. Take your brush in hand ताकि वो हाथ में weight feel हो. And swish gently. Pressure के साथ नहीं. See, gently swish. 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 Okay, swish. 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 Some of you might even start feeling a little pain in your hand. That's okay, because it's a new muscle we are activating, just like a gym. Okay. So now in watercolor, there are, so I have learned these. You might have also learned these techniques. They are given everywhere, wet on wet, dry on dry. But I'm going to teach you in reference to flowers. So the first technique is wet on dry. Okay, what does wet on dry mean? Dry is your paper and wet is your color. So all the tutorials that I have seen, or all the things that I saw in those, they always make rectangular boxes to do this. But I am not going to do rectangular boxes. I'm going to teach you through flowers. Okay, wet on dry. So pick up your medium brush. I'm doing it with red so you can see. You can choose any color. So my paper is dry. This is wet. So I want you to take your brush and start making small petals. Please watch first, okay? So you see a wonderful effect has already come. How did I get it? See this. You first start by enclosing the shape. Okay, you enclose the petal shape. And then you color and bring everything down in one stroke. Okay, try this with me, please. If you're having any difficulties in it, so I start with this. I make a petal shape, curved shape, no pencil. And here you go. Okay, this is called wet on dry technique. I can try it with a slightly bigger brush also. Let me show you with a slight bigger brush, the big brush that we have. Same thing, instead of drawing an outline this time, I can simply drag the color and bring it here. Some more color, let's take. And pull gently. Gently. See, it's such a difference from the zen lines and those straight lines we are doing. A flower is a petal. It's soft. So practice some petals with me. We'll do 11 petals together, okay? If you feel your color has dried up or you need more color, of course, you can keep taking more colors from your palette here and mixing it into the puddle. But always use the puddle. Okay, let's go. So we start with this and we go all the way till here. Okay, pull and bring all the concentration here. Practice some few ones. So these are called loose florals. And today I am going to teach you, what I like doing is mostly loose florals. So I'm going to teach you loose florals only today. There are then these hyper realistic ones, which are little difficult to do. And this is beyond the subject of this class. And then I'm also going to teach you this kind. What you made in Niranjan's classes, we're going to color it. So first we'll do these loose florals. And this is the watercolor paper. So I want to show you how differently these watercolor pe kitna different lagta hai. I'll show you with this. So same technique. So now can you see, guys? I think now it will be visible. There's a texture that is coming on the watercolor paper. See? So same thing. Try this with me, guys. Try a flower with me. In the beginning, all your flowers might look a different color, it's completely okay. We are practicing. Okay, make sure you drag your water down. Color in and then drag all the color down. So there you have your first flower. You have a sakura flower with you. Okay, and you can see the difference between the normal paper versus the watercolor. I don't know if you guys are with me so far. Comment you unmute and tell me. Are you able to do it? All of you guys. Unmute and tell me. How far are you able to do this?
Yes, I
Show
am
me.
able to.
Show me
Yeah.
how it's coming up. Show me once.
Done.
Oh, I think it's best to take a picture and share in the WhatsApp group. I'm not able to, it won't be that visible here. So this is your wet on dry technique. Okay, where you are correctly taking up colors and adding on a dry paper. Let me just add a blue this to it. And your first beautiful flower is ready. Your first flower. So I want all of you to take a picture of your flower and share in the group, and I'll go to the next step, which is making it a leaf for it. I'll wait. Once your first flower is done, please all of you take a picture of it and share in the group and tell me done, and then we'll go to the next step. So if you're facing issues, you can make a circle for your reference here. So similarly, with this technique, you can make other kind of flowers as well. Okay. This is a mistake. Okay. See, I did not color it properly. I did not drag it properly. So it's become all the way. But don't worry, we can fix it in the next layer. This is not what you have to do. You have to do this correctly. I'll show it with some other color. Let's do yellow. So I take my color and I drag it all the way down. I take my color, I drag everything down. So it should all come down like here. So with landscapes and everything with watercolors, you are supposed to incline and do. But with waters, we are doing it flat on a flat surface. Okay, push your water towards the center. Push it towards your center. Comment in D if you have done with your first flower at least, then we can go ahead. Because I want to show you color mixing now. Please comment in D. Archana's done. What about others? So now I'm going to show you the next level of dry in this same technique on wet on dry. If you were to add a little color to it. So right now this is a wet. So let's wait for this to dry. I'll show you another example. Let's do with color mixing. So I told you you need only these three basic colors. Using this color itself, you can make your whole palette. Let's make a color called orange. So you take some red from here and you put it in another palette. Once this is done, you wash your brush, you wipe it clean with a cloth, and then you take some of this yellow and start adding to it. Gently from the edge. See how I'm adding? Gently from the edge. And it's turning into a good color. Now I want to add a little bit more yellow. So I will wipe my brush. I will wipe it again and then only take the yellow so that colors don't mix. Okay. Now it's got a lovely tint. I like this. Now it's my first secondary color orange. So same step, I'm going to start from here. And I'm going to push my color to the center. Okay, take it and push it to the center. Push it to the center. Can you see this effect? So I'll give you a 2 grade effect. In next you'll learn how to do 2 colors, but right now this. Okay, take your color. And that's why you make a puddle, because otherwise if you pick up directly from this, how will you make the exact shade? Take your color and put it in your puddle. Okay, now I'm going to show you another method. Please watch. Now see here, बहुत सारा extra color has come on this. So I can see that it is going to get darker than this. So in this case, I use a method called, please watch me here for 2 seconds, guys. This is a very important technique. So I can see a lot of color has come here. How do I get rid of it? This is a technique called hungry brush. Okay. Hungry brushes, your brush is damp, not wet. Damp brush. You're going to dry your brush. You're going to dry it till it's a little damp. And then you're going to pick it over this, and it's called hungry brush technique. And you're going to take some of the color away like this. Okay, and then mix and match the other part of it so that it looks uniform. So this is called a hungry brush technique, where basically you are lifting color of the plate. I'll tell you, it gives lot of good effects as well. Okay. Now, while we are doing this, I'm going to add another technique to it, because you're going to learn all techniques today. I'm putting some salt on this while it's still wet. I've added just some salt onto it. I'll tell you later why we have added salt, and you'll see a beautiful effect come out of this. So I'm going to give you one more wet on dry technique. So far the paper is dry and we are just adding wet things to it. I'm going to give you one more wet on dry technique, and then we'll get to the next part of it. I'll give you a break to catch up also. So first let's draw some leaves around it, because it looks incomplete without leaves. So first thing, see, there's a center is empty here. So I'm going to add some water, some watery mixture to this, and let it just blend. Okay, so this I showed you in a little advance. It's a water on water technique, but we'll learn it gradually. So here you go. So now that our flowers are done, we are going to add on to it leaves. Okay, so see, now I want thoda sa dikha deti hu. See, this is a wet surface now. And if I'm adding a little color onto it, that is called wet on wet. Detail में अभी later करेंगे थोड़े बड़े surface पे, but this is just to add a texture. Now see, I've added too much water. So what will I do? I will do hungry brush. I will take my brush and I will lift some color from it. But you have to do this fast. Okay. So next color mixing. So we have yellow here. Yellow and blue make green. So I will take my yellow. I will wash my brush in the clean water. Wipe my brush and add in some blue. Slowly, slowly. If I want more yellow, I can either use another brush or wipe my brush and then put some yellow on it. So on the side of your plate, you can make like a rough edge for this to check if this is the right green. Okay, we are practicing. So we are doing level 1, one tone only. Once this is done, on your medium brush, this is going to be very interesting. Pick up your brush, please watch this. Flatten it, apply pressure, turn it into a twist and see a leaf has come. So watch me again and then don't worry, you have to practice this one. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to practice or 10 minutes to practice all this. You start with here. Take it gently, put pressure onto it and drag it further like this. This is very therapeutic to do. So again, take your colors, put it from here. See, I'm flattening the brush, drag it and pull it gently here. Okay, let me do this with a bigger brush and show you also with our big brush. So I'm taking the color. Oh, my big brush. See, I ruined it. My big brush had some other color and I have ruined the green now. Never mind. We'll make some green again. This time, let's try a different green. So I'm taking some yellow from here. And I'm taking some of this ultramarine blue here. Let's add in more blue so I get a darker green. And let's see this. So again, I put it on paper. I put pressure and add it here. See, let's do it from this side. I think this side is more clear. So drag it and add an edge. Okay, you can make these kind of leaves also. So try, these are all curved shapes. So since these are wildflowers, they don't have a specific name or something. You can just make them as you want. Okay, just add these. Okay, very basic ones. And once you are done with this, you take your smallest brush, load some green onto it, and just connect these. For example, this is connected here, this is connected here, it's connected here, it's connected to here. Okay, these are so many spaces because I want you to fill them with more leaves, more flowers. So this is your first very loose florals technique, basic technique you have to do. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I want you to work with some colors. I want you to experiment with this. I want you to check it out. I know all of you are in a flow. You are barely listening to me also. That's completely fine. I want you to have fun. I'm giving you a break. I'm also removing this reference image. You can try making something like this now with different class. See, all of these are same techniques that we have used. Try and all. Try different flowers. I want to, this is more than a painting class, a more flow class. Okay. So 5 minutes later, we are going to meet. I am going to only start the class when each one of you has posted on WhatsApp a picture of your first floral. Okay, and then we'll come back with the new technique on wet technique, which is again an amazing technique. And we'll take it from there. Any questions so far? Please ask me any questions. Post your flowers so that I can give you much feedback for it also. Any questions so far, guys? Sub flow में चले गए. I know you guys will love watercolors. So see you in 5 minutes. Please finish it. इसको ज़्यादा time लगने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं चाहिए. It should be working very quickly. And then we'll go to the next part of the class. All right, good news for all of you. Just like your painting skills, this camera has also got an upgrade now. You'll be able to see better colors. And I want all of you to share first in the WhatsApp group whatever you have drawn. I saw Selvi. Selvi, yes, your petals. You just need we need to practice more petals. Your flow is coming. Archana, I feel you are being very rigid with these flowers and all. Give them different shapes. All of them are looking like the same flower. And petals come, and usually flowers come from random places. Don't like make them concentric. They will start looking like a mandala. So rest of you, please start sharing your share your also, so I can understand where you guys are going wrong or where I need to put in more help with you. It will help me get there. So anyways, let me paint a couple of more leaves for you also. And this time I'm going to add a little technique to it. And then we'll go into the big technique. So like I said, we need some green and we need some yellow for this. Now the new technique, the advanced technique says I will take some yellow from here. Okay. And I'll make a petal. And then I'm going to add some green to it and just add a layer to it. Okay, this adds a layer. For example, in this dried one, I can now add some colors and add a layer to it. Now this is wet on wet. This is also already dried in, so I'm adding some wet on this dried. Don't get confused, we are getting to the next part of it. Now it's going to be very interesting. So as this bouquet dries, let's learn some more techniques. We learned wet on dry paper, okay, which is basically about on a dry paper, we are adding some colors. Clear so far? Wet on,
Sanjay,
yes,
I
yes.
sent you one new one.
Okay, let me just have a
Can
look
you
before
just see
we.
the
Yeah,
feed-
just.
feedback?
So Selvi, you are not draw the colors are in that lily, for example, it is going all the way. Brush movement is very important. Now when I do it, you do it. Ananya, you are putting the orange when it's a little dry. No worries, very beautiful technique. But Selvi will drag the color. See here in my there is a pool of this happening. This will happen when you drag it. Paper quality is also good, and the color make it a little more green. This is yellow. So we'll add a little blue to it. If you want, guys, if you are not able to do so much of color mixing, please feel free to use your palette also. We are just having fun today. So next technique is going to be a little bit elaborate. It is called wet on wet. Okay, which means the paper is wet and also the paint is wet. Okay, so it's called wet on wet technique. Wet on wet technique has three parts. Okay, make three boxes. First, I'll teach you with the boxes and then I will teach you with petals. The first one is flat wash. Second is gradient. And third is blending. Okay, let's do this. So wet on wet means first you have to wet your paper. So I am using slightly green so you can see it, but otherwise you use ekdam clean water, okay? So you wet the paper. Once you wet the paper, you take your favorite color, let's say green I'm taking here, and you spread it across. Let's take some more pigment to this. If you can do just this technique and become a master into it, you are done. Just this technique of flat wash. So make sure it's all in one direction. Pile it all in one direction. If you do like this, texture will not come. So you have to put all of this in one direction. Okay, this is a sideways direction where I'm putting. but you can also take it downwards. Okay, this is a flat wash. Now it is different from dry on dry. Had I done it on dry, you can see there's a texture onto it. A very nice texture has come. But if I did it on dry, I would get a very different kind of texture. You can see from the difference. So wet on wet is using, on a wet piece of paper, you are using a wet brush. Now let's learn about gradient. Okay, so I'm going to add some. So first again, step is wetting all of this. Okay, don't wet it too much also. If in case you feel there is too much moisture, you use your tissue to absorb some of it. I'll show a technique with tissue also in a while. So I'm just going to absorb some of it. You should be able to see a slight film of water. Now I'm picking up another color, let's say green. And I'll add a coat to it. So now here is the technique. You have to incline the paper to slightly 45 degrees while doing it. And let gravity do its work. See, it's on its own falling. So you don't have to worry about 45 angle, just turn it to 45 angle and do this. Okay, just keep adding clean water at the end. And it's a gradient. Okay, you can see the darker greens slowly come to this. So practice exercise for you. You have to do a full page of flat wash. Like take one page and do flat wash in any color you want. Gradient, you have to practice 3 types of gradient. Now this is from top to bottom. Practice from this direction and this direction. So these are small squares I'm making, but you have to do this with full paper. But see, when you are doing florals, they're very small. So these techniques need to be done on small squares. So see, sorry, I forgot to add water. See, I forgot to wet the paper. So I'm wetting the paper first. And I'm picking the color. And I'm tilting the paper. See, I'm tilting the paper. So magic and gravity is happening. Okay. Similarly, first I wet this paper. This is too much of water. Just going to use some of it. Adding green here. And just letting it drip. Okay, and as it drips, with the brush, slightly guide it forward. Okay, so the second technique is gradient. Now the third technique, and guys, please watch this video 100 of times, practice as many times as you can. This is going to be there. The third is blending. Okay, by the way, let me show you a practical implementation of why we are learning this. See this. So I'm making a petal. You can't see it yet with water. Okay, now I'm simply adding on it some of my puddle from the center. And
Aman? Aman?
See how the magic comes.
Amma.
Okay. So I'll show it to you again. Now instead of, sorry, 1 minute, and with a clean brush, I'm using some water. And now on the water, I'm going to add my mixture. And see, automatically it will start flowing towards the petal. Okay, let me do it with a slight bigger brush. So here I'm making a petal. And then I'm just adding blue to the petal and see, just taking the water a little bit, water control. All of it is water control. And I have a beautiful petal like this. This will take a lot of time to dry, but it will give you a great effect. So this is what wet on wet. And see, gradient adds so much. I'm going to show you one more technique. So here, first I put some color here, okay? I'm just adding some color here. And now with clean water, I will put clean water in my brush and just drag it further. See, such a beautiful, and let just this color interact with the color and get in there. I'm showing it to you again. I'm going to add a red color drop here. Then I'm going to take a clean brush with clean water and add some here and just let it drag. This is the magic of florals and why I like doing it so much. Any you can't make any two same flowers. Okay. So now I'm going to show you the technique of blending. Okay. Blending technique hum seekhenge. What is blending? So blending means, so this is wet on wet, of course. So we will use clean water and we will add a layer of water here. First, we'll add our yellow shade. And we did it before, just like that, we do a gradient method. Now I want to add a little blue to it. So from this end, I'm going to add some blue. See, it's on its own going here. So you tilt the paper slightly. And see, it started with blue. It's becoming a little green in the end. Let's add some yellow color here. Oh, sorry, and see, there's a green color emerging. So this is called blending. When two colors we are mixing to do this. Blending is, you'll get the hang of it as we keep going on. So this is your wet on wet technique. Okay. Now see, this has become dry. This surface has become dry now. This is still drying. So after this, if you paint on it, it becomes wet on dry. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you some wonderful techniques using this wet on wet technique that I love doing, it. It is for a lot of therapy and a lot of bloom with it. Let me show you my methods. Okay. So ये वाला drawing जो हम करेंगे is going to be a very soothing, very calming thing and with lot of water. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of fun and get a lot of dirty and बहुत fun आने वाला है. Okay. So first thing I want you to do is take your medium brush and I want you to write with that. I want you to tell me also what is that one thing that you want to get rid of right now. For example, it could be laziness, it could be procrastination, it could be someone something told you, a certain word, maybe someone said ugly to you, maybe someone hurt you. You have to pick up one word that has caused you a lot of anxiety in this. Maybe anxiety is what you want to get over it, but I want you to pick up a word, maybe overthinking, maybe self doubt, something that you are dealing with. And then I want you to write it with a pencil, with a water, sorry, okay? So I want you to write it with water. Okay, I have written self doubt here. So one magic that I can show you with what watercolors can do is, see, if I add a little color to this, see, magic is happening. This is the magic of watercolors. So I just wrote it there. This is again wet on wet technique, okay? But you have to do it very fast, so that the color doesn't dry. I think my water has dried a little. Let me add it. So I am first giving colors to this word. So now self-doubt has appeared. Which is the word that you guys have chosen? Tell me, unmute yourself and tell me which word have you chosen?
Better boundary.
Superb. So write it in letters.
Yeah.
What word? I couldn't hear you, Padma ma'am. Which word did you say?
I said, Selvi, better boundaries.
There are boundaries. Okay, boundaries.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. So you are not, I am saying, what do you want to let go? You don't want to
Yeah.
let go of better boundaries. You want to let go probably with oversharing, or you want to let go of
Yes, oversharing, oversharing.
uh,
Yes.
emotional,
Just a
something like this. Now, once it's done, we have to work in hurry. Once this word is there, and this is how we are going to remove this word from our memory, we are going to remove this. What I want you to do is start taking your colors and wiping over it. Okay? Take a lot of water and wet it. Some of you, you will see lines must have already started forming. So we add more color to them. See, for example, I can still see some of my E and F doubt. So I will add in some color here to hide it. Okay, wet on wet, I want you to hide that word, whichever was ever. Let's make it into a cloud right now, okay? So give it a header, and here is a cloud. Your deep, darkest secrets you can write here. And now I'm going to show you my favorite watercolor technique. This is something that heals me. This is something that I feel deeply. Now that my paper is completely wet, please watch. I'm going to take a very wet brush. I'm going to take a very wet brush from my puddle, very wet brush. And please watch. I'm going to just lightly tap on my paper. And look, one flower has bloomed. Let's bloom another flower. So this is my favorite technique. On the worst times when I'm feeling worst, I will just bloom a flower on my thoughts. Try it, guys. It's so much fun. You can't predict it.
Sanchari. Sanchari.
Yeah. Tell me.
Sorry, someone came. Just a second. What is this you're doing? You just tell me this, no, please. This part.
Okay, I'm
Somebody,
doing it again. Don't worry. I'm doing it again. Don't worry.
someone came. So
Okay, Selvi, relax. This class is for relaxing. Don't get in panic. I'm telling you. So first step we do is, like I said, for example, I want to get over gloom. Okay. So I'm writing the word gloom with paper, with water. Now on this, I'll just add some colors.
um,
This is me giving shape to my gloom. So see, you just have to add the water. It automatically will flow it. Try different colors. Okay, it will automatically pick up colors for itself. Now, while this is wet, while this word is still in your mind, we are going to make it into a small cloud. So you use more water and you disappear this word from you. Okay, this word no longer exists in our mind and we make it into a cloud. Now, once this cloud is done, it is wet. I want you to pick up some other color. Let's say yellow I'm picking. It is my happy flower color. And I'm just going to touch this paper and say bloom. And see, one bloom flower has come for you. It's blooming for you. So where else, whereas there was a bad word in us, there was a negative word into us, we have substituted it with a beautiful bloom. Sorry, it just came onto this. So on your wet surfaces, this will only work on your wet surfaces. Add a little bloom to it. So you can try with different brush edges also. Let's try a big brush. And simply on wet paper, let it go. This is my favorite technique when I'm upset, to watch flowers bloom like this. Tell me you guys are loving this bloom. Experiment with your blooms. If it gets too dry, just wet your paper. And let your thoughts bloom. Now I don't even remember what word I had written. Do you remember which word I had written? I don't. And that is the magic of healing. That is the magic of watercolors. And just watch yourself swirl and play and get lost into this whole feel and spirit of this beautiful drawing of your emotions. Another thing. And since it's all about playing, having fun, try adding some turmeric. I'm adding some turmeric to it because, as you know, turmeric has its own color and I'm adding a bloom over it. It will soon leave its own color as well. And we let this dry. These make such good bookmarks. These make such amazing bookmarks you can try here. Meanwhile, see, in my old drawing, it has saved. I'm taking the salt away from this. Let me put the salt here. See, it's given me such a nice texture. That is the magic of watercolors. You can experiment with them. You can play with it. I'm also adding some rice grains onto it. So this is the perfect form of art therapy that you can do. You can work with colors. You can build it. And then when all of this is dry, on it, I'm going to write my new word. So I think I had started with the word gloom. I've almost forgotten it, but on it, I'm now going to write freedom. Okay, and you can also use it in the technique I taught you. First, you add some water, make it very watery. And see, let it just form into it. You can listen to affirmations while you do this. You can listen to chants while you do this. Let's add some flowers here to make it look even more prettier. Okay. So now We are done with this exercise, and the last part now we are just going to make a nice bouquet. But I want all of you to tell me, how do you feel so far with this? Do you feel that happiness inside
Very
you, that
nice.
flow coming from watercolor? Are you this? Tell me, Selvi, how do you feel now?
Very good. Very nice. Though I mean, I've been doing some watercolors earlier also and painting, but this I really like it. The therapy part also, and yes, there's a lot to learn. Lots of very nice. Thank you so much.
Can you feel
I
yourself in
learned
the
a lot.
flow? I want you to, do you
I
feel like
added
your
I
emotions flowing?
added a lot. Sorry,
You feeling your
I
emotions
couldn't.
flowing now? You feel the flow inside you?
Yes, 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 yes,
Very nice.
yes,
What about you, Padma
yes.
ma'am? How do
Thank
you are also an
Mm,
artist,
I've
but did
not,
you learn something?
no, I've not done watercolors actually. And
Oh,
this is really nice. And I love the therapy part. I mean, I like more of healing than therapy. So just love this exercise, which you did in the last. I'll put up my pic. It's come out really.
very therapeutic. Just let
Yeah.
the water flow, add in things, let
Uh-huh.
it go. I'll show you some more exercises in the end, which I do. It's very, very nice.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So you learned, if since you are doing watercolors for the first time, could you understand the techniques of
Uh-huh.
wet on
Yeah, yeah,
wet, dry
yeah,
on
yeah,
wet?
got it. Got it. But I think I have to know
Practice.
which brush for the leaf. I didn't get the leaves properly. I put up my pic.
What are you using? I will just see it. Just
I
use
think
this
there are
one.
some round brushes.
Uh, uh, and it's also about the flow and control. Now we'll practice some
Huh.
leaves. It will
I
get there.
got the
Very
flow
nice.
and the control. I think for the leaf, I think I have to use a little flat brush. I
No,
use
round
a
brush works. In fact,
round
flat
brush
brush is
works,
good
huh?
for acrylic. Watercolors is best with round brush.
Okay, okay.
We'll do practice. Maybe some new kind of leaf you'll be able to
Huh,
understand.
huh.
Don't worry.
Okay,
What
fine.
about you, Archana? How you have already learned watercolors, but did you learn something today?
I did all these techniques that we did with you.
Hmm.
It's just that my watercolor practice is still not that great. So, yes, I am still working on it, and I really love this class. And I actually experimented with salt and coffee both.
The coffee also does. In fact, coffee painting is
Exactly.
coffee works the same as watercolor, so that also works very well.
I work with a lot of with coffee paintings because first it gives me very therapeutic
So
feel
Archana,
to
I
it
will
because of
recommend
the
for coffee
smell.
painting, when you do na, you create three tones of coffee, which means you
Yes, I
create
do
a
that.
light,
Yeah.
medium, and dark tone. Create in three palettes, you create
I'll
three
I'll
coffee
send you
tones of
some
it.
of my coffee paintings that I have done.
Love it.
And it's like, they make me feel good. And plus at the end of it, and for a very long time, I can still smell the coffee on my paintings.
Yeah, you
It's
can
been more than a
absolutely.
year, 2 year, and 3 years, but they are still like as fresh as the day I painted them. So
Absolutely, it
instead of
happens.
me drinking coffee, I do the painting with the coffee, and that fills me up. It
Very
gives me the same feeling of drinking coffee. I used to
yeah,
be a coffee addict.
that works. You
So
can try wine painting also. That also
I
really
do,
catches
yeah,
on
I
the
do that
canvas.
as well. I have done it with Bordeaux, I've done it with the Blanc. So yes, it works
Sanchari,
amazing.
Yeah,
Sanchari,
Selvi,
yesterday
yeah.
I made one watercolor. I sent it to you just now. I
I
mean,
will just check on the phone. Okay.
yeah, just
So
now I sent it.
now I'm
I
going to
just
show
made
now.
it.
Sorry, Selvi. Sorry. Please say again.
I said yesterday also I made some watercolor. I sent it to
Yesterday
you
ones
just
I
now.
saw. The ones you had
No,
shared that day, it's very nice.
no, the other one. Uh,
I will check.
अभी अभी भेजा है.
Achha,
Right now,
I will
just now I
check.
sent it.
All right, guys. So now let's make some more flowers. Let's bloom this. So while it dries, then I will check all your paintings and give you feedback. I just want you guys, because watercolor takes time. So let's now make some crazy wildflowers. We have already learned how to make these very simple flowers. So couple of things I want to show you now. Now this flower has dried, okay? I saw many of you have tried this hibiscus, you have dried. But watercolor is a medium that is very versatile. It gives you a lot of chance to work on this again. So I'm going to use some of this red and orange that I had. I'm going to turn it into a little orangish. Okay, here I'm turning it into a little orangish. And I can work on this even now. So I can add a second layer to it. So watch this, please. Some of you are making these patches, Archana, with you also. When you do this na, यहाँ तक तो finish कर लेते हैं. This is the first step of watercolor. The second is you dry your brush, take some clean water, and then drag this also a little bit. So this is called blending, so that it doesn't give you sharp edges. So here you blend this, and you have to do it a little fast because otherwise watercolors will start drying. So this is, you should not have edges like this. Use this water and just stretch it forward. Take clean water and just take it forward. Okay, so there are no hard edges like this. Okay. Now similarly, we learned wet on wet technique. तो उसको अब यहाँ use करते हैं. I'm going to wet this circle. Let's wet this circle. And then let's add another color to it. See, bloom in between. Okay, you can bloom this in between so that it looks like this. So if you do it in different layers and layers, you keep on adding, you'll get a hyper realistic effect. So now let's try some more flowers. I'm going to paint a flower that many of you love seeing and all. It's a lavender. So we need some red. We need some blue. We'll take some red and make a violet. तो ये इस violet में बहुत ज़्यादा red हो गया है. We are going to add some blue to it. Color theory I'll do in detail some other day. I've taken some purple. Now with your wet brush, add some purple dots. So start with your purplest, darkest in the lowest one, okay? And then slowly, slowly go up. I know Archana also here loves lavender. So I'm going to make some lavender here. Okay, so start with the deepest color at dark here and then gradually take it forward like this. Okay, so start with colors here and then slowly, slowly take it forward. So we'll add the grass green later. Now you have a beautiful lavender for healing, for this. So now level 2 of this is level 1 of lavender. I want to show you the same levels, how you can do in different levels. I'm taking some more color. Okay, and this time I'm going to make a rough shape like this. Now you can see a rough shape like this. Some rough shapes. This is level 2 of lavender. Watch me. I'm making very rough shapes. With practice, your shapes will get better. Very rough shapes. Now I taught you a little bit about color blending. So थोड़ा और color लेकर हम थोड़ा नीचे ऐसे लगा देंगे. We'll just put a little color on the below here to give it more texture. Okay, and then with very little watery mixture, I'm going to add a little more petals, some petals here. Okay, so this is level 2 of lavenders. This we added a little bit of shade and gradient to it also. I know you will be like, Arey, mine are not coming up like you, it is not coming. Because you are just practicing, it will get better. It has taken me 6-7 months to do this. Now I'm picking up some red color. Let's say shift to red. So add a color like this, add it on top and watch now, okay? Drag it till here. So same thing, add your color here. drag it till below. I'm going to add a little circle here so that you guys, I am used to it, but you can do it. Okay, so take your color. Drag it there. See the shape. We were saying a leaf ka shape. See the way I use the brush. It's all about very delicate things. See, use it very delicately, this brush. So I'll give you some brush practice exercises also that will help you get in there. Okay, so petal shape. Just drag it and make it into a beautiful petal. Now, as it is wet, just add this orange color, yellow color to it. Wet on wet technique I taught you, remember? So just add a little bit of orange here. It's a little watery, so you can't see it, but the color has come out so well with this and it's almost merging. This is another example of a loose dry flower. Loose watercolor, sorry. Okay. Now another technique with the same brush. See, I'm not changing the brush. This will get better as you have a little brush control. Make lines like this. Some below. This is again another kind of wildflower. So see now if I make it pure yellow versus I add a little bit of orange on my brush and I get a nice watercolor effect. Okay, so one more type of flower. I'm just checking my, what do you say, wall for flower ideas. Let's create another flower, pink flower. Let's make this time. So pink is red plus white, of course. So a little bit of red and a little bit of white. So first I add the colors like this. Okay. Oh, sorry, you can't see this. First I add colors like this, small 5 hearts. And then just with clean water, I will drag this water. So it makes a very delicate sakura flower for you. There are no rough lines in florals if you see, only pure soft lines. The softer your lines are becoming, the bigger a flower bloom you're being. Okay. Next, we will try something very ambitious and my favorite flower, which is our sunflower.
Sunflower.
Yes. So you can mix all the 3 colors together. So red, blue, and yellow together will make a brown. So, or you can use a direct brown from your palette. Okay, so I will make a gentle circle with brown. Okay. Textures and all I'm not getting into. So we are just doing a sunflower brown sun. Okay. Now please watch this, especially those who are having brush issue with leaves, with flowers and all. I'm taking a pointed brush, taking some yellow color. Please first watch how I do the brush petals, okay? So sunflower is a flower that grows from this side. So I'm going to take it and put it up like this, okay? So pick from here. take it like this. Okay, again try from here. And some brown might come, but that's really good. That will give an effect to it as well. So if you a little bit of brown goes from there, don't worry. Now, as you become a little advanced, as you are like a little practice you have with it, you can do this with a bigger brush. And in fact, a bigger brush will give you better results. So see, I'm just taking one swipe and doing it with a bigger brush. So it's all about experiments and all, which brush gives you a better thing. So see, I'm just dragging the little brown color from here. So that it adds a little bit of shading to it gradually. So after today, I will ask all of you to practice a lot of these, show it to me, and I can pinpoint whether you are using more water, whether you are using less water. And once it's done, I'm going to add in some orange here. Okay. And with a clean brush, blend. This is very important that you don't leave it like this, you blend it a little. Just use some water and spread it. Okay, that's a sunflower for you. Quickly, we are doing this because I want you to become very quick flowers. Not focus on the technique, but the fun part of it.
I thought you're gone.
Now we'll make a rose. Okay, rose ke liye we'll take our medium brush. Remember, we are doing small, medium, large. So pick up your medium brush for this. Pick some red colors, red or violet. I'll just take a nice red purplish. And you start with making these small shapes like this, like a squiggle like this. Okay, and just randomly on direction. So now this is about pressure, see? Just put pressure on your brush and make a bigger one. See, put pressure. This is Parvati ma'am, which will help you do it. Put pressure on this brush. So put pressure on this brush. And you get a lovely rose as well. Okay, when we do leaves, we will get more practice on this brush pressure. Today is just one day I'm showing you all techniques. So if you are not able to do it, I am the bad teacher, not you. You are doing perfectly fine. So देखो अब this yellow में, this first layer has dried. So I can now use a slightly darker, slightly orangish shade for the next layer. Okay, I'll just add a layer behind it now. So if you guys felt good after this class, you're learning something, a good practice exercise will you for you would be make a sunflower and gift it to me. If you liked my class, that would be the best way to do it. And this is not fern and petals ka acha wala sunflower. This is a wild sunflower that is growing just with all colors and busting. Okay, we have made rose, we have made this wildflower. So see now this wildflower has also dried. The smallest brush I can take and I can add in some pistils. Can add in some pistils here. Okay, tulip. Tulip, we can now make a nice tulip. We had made in Niranjan's class. Now we'll make a nice tulip here also. So tulip is very easy. For tulip, you can use your biggest brush. Tulips are probably the easiest ones to do. So please watch here. I'm going to use some pink and some purple. Those who have palettes, you can use this, or you can combine red, green and all, but just generally, sorry, red, blue. Now using these two colors, we first have it, and then 1 stroke, 2 stroke, 3 stroke, 4 stroke, 5 strokes. That's it. That's your tulip. 1, drag it down, 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 drag it down. Okay. Now while it is still little wet, I'm going to use the other color. I'm going to add some on the base. I'm just going to give it a little shape here. Okay. Another beautiful way to make tulip is, so just with a very light wash, very light, see, pink, very light pink, I'm going to make a shape like this. And then wet on wet technique, you know all these techniques now, I'm just going to let it bloom. Like this, see, automatically color will come, you don't have to do anything. Just give it a bench. And here it goes. I'll show you one more. Let's do another tulip. So just take your big brush, make a rough outline like this, and add any color you like. Let's do orange this time. So see, any color, just add it from the bottom. If you want, you're like, अरे ये तो अच्छा लग रहा है, इसमें एक और color डाल देते. You can free to add another color also. How many of you now we have done this in watercolors so much and all want to take a more longer class with me? Are you interested in doing this in seriously with affirmations, understanding colors? Yes. How many of you want to learn a
Yes, yes,
flower
yes,
in
yes.
depth and create something like this? Let me show you.
Yes.
We can create
Yeah.
affirmation cards like this. So starting from 29th June, I have a very special 5-day boot camp where I'm going to teach you how to make these affirmation cards as well. So each flower for me is a very spiritual journey. I just don't randomly make flowers because they are pretty. Every flower has helped me in my journey. For example, this is a flower I recently discovered. It's a wildflower, grows in the jungle. It's like sarso, that mustard, but it is such a beautiful flower. In fact, let's make this flower now. Very easy to make also. So some yellow color we'll take along this. Just add random dots, nothing else. See, that's the magic of water flowers. Just add a random yellow watercolor like this. So we have space for one more flower here. Let us see what one more flower we will add here. Let me think, what can we make? Yeah, we will make a nice, we have learned almost all the shapes that you need to learn in order to do it. One complex triangular shape type we will learn. Okay, I'll just make a circle. This is probably the most complex of these all. And if you know this, that's it. Your journey is finished. So I'm going to make a small flower with petals like these. Make sure your petals look irregular, okay? If you have all of them looking same, it's not a flower, it's artificial, it's made in China. So add all the petals in different shapes. Okay, let me add another one. Okay, 2 pairs of this. You know the technique, the center, we can just add some water to it and add another color. I am deliberately doing this very fast. I am very well appreciative of the fact that I'm doing it fast because I don't want you to get lost in techniques. Okay, now we all let this dry, and while it dries, we'll make the leaves. So leaves ka, let's see, I'm going to teach you some good way to leave. So if you have a palette, you will have these multiple greens. If you don't have a palette of multiple greens, you can make them using yellow and blue. Second, yeah. So now we'll make different shades of green. So I'm adding yellow, my yellow is here. Okay. Even if you have a palette like this, I want you to lift your color from here and transfer it to a palette. Even if you do. Because directly using colors is very, very difficult. Okay. So yellow is here. I will need some blue. So I'll add some blue also here. One minute and mute. Yeah, okay. So blue is here. Now my palette has become a little dirty. Ideally, I should have washed it before using the green, but it's okay today. So I will just mix this blue and make it a green. So this is my shade of one green. Okay, now I want a slightly darker one maybe. So I'm going to add in, this is my light shade, yellow. This is my little dark shade, green. And I'm going to make one more darker shade of green in this. So I'm going to add in some blue. Lots of blue here. And a tidbit of green. So there you see, I have 3 shades of green here. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Please finish your 3 shades of green. Take 2 minutes and 3 shades of green you take. In fact, right now it's, yeah, it's almost 1. So we are almost at the ending of this. So I'm not giving you a break. I'll give you an end only. Make 3 shades of green. First, yellow with very little blue. Then yellow and blue together. And then lot of blue with little yellow. 3 shades of green. Very light yellow, oh sorry, yellow with very little green, blue, then equal proportions, and then one with lot of this, okay? Some of my flowers, I just splitted a little, it's got there, but it's okay. So test your flowers also, test your color. So this one, for example, is a very light green. So before each green you pick up from your palette, make sure you wipe it. That colors don't mix. Okay. So before we do it on this fair thing, before we make it on our fair page, on a rough page, let's practice some leaves. Okay, start from this and take it like this. Okay, this is leaf 1. Okay, the shape is slightly teardrop shape, like a raindrop. Okay, then another kind of leaf can be a big leaf like this. Okay, a center, there will be a center parting. See, I'm removing the color in the center parting like this to make it look like a leaf. I'll just do it again. So for this, you can take a bigger brush also. So first you add in a lot of colors. When it's one color, you can add in another green to it also to give it a little bit more effect. Okay, just adds a little more depth. And now I taught you the hungry brush method. So I'm going to dry my brush and I'm going to drag a line like this. And see, now it looks like a leaf. Okay, let's just practice some strokes here. Take any of the green. Just practice your own shape. You'll get your own shape, whichever shape works for you. So if you liked your class today, what you have to do is make a bouquet of flowers, paint flowers, any flowers, and write thank you to me and send it. That will be my gift of gratitude and your practice exercise also. See, note I'm leaving a little white in between so that it gives an appearance of a leaf. Okay, just try it out. Try different colors, mix colors, practice some leaves. One more leaf is this kind. You can just make a very long leaf like this. I love making these aloe vera plants. Okay, now with some practice done, I'm feeling a little confident. I am ready to attempt this. So I'm going to show you ये बीच बीच का gap कैसे खत्म करना है. Let's start with this lavender we had made, okay? Ananya and Archana both love lavender. So we're just going to add a green to it and connect this. Okay, this has become too light. I'm just going to add some more pigment to it. I'm going to add some pigment to it. And connect it to make it my lavender. I made another lavender. So this one also I'm going to connect. Just make some branches. And lavender is also ready. Let's connect our other plants that we made. This leaf, this sunflower, just add in below. Okay. Start with a slim stem. Start with your smallest brush and your slimmest this to make these stems. Now, for example, these ones, these are very small plants here. So what we are going to do is add some green here. See, just add a little bit of green here, like marigold has. And just add a couple of small leaves here. As you practice more, as you will draw more, you will get ideas about compositions also, where to put leaves, where to put a different kind of leaves. But this one is just for your practice. So I'm going to take some of this green and add a big petal like this. Big petal to it. And there's one last technique I'll show you in this end once this is drying. इतना आ गया है तो बाकी सब कुछ तो बहुत ही easy हो जाएगा. Okay, add a darker shade. See here I've done it. So I'm going to add in some automatic. It will pick up my water. Wherever you are seeing for your practice, just add in another flower. Add in another leaf. And try different greens ke shades. One with yellow, one with orange. The more shades you work with, You'll see, try different brush sizes. See, this one I'm doing with a lot of big brush. Okay. Wow, my page looks so colorful. I know you all are in the process, you still are doing. It's completely fine. Take your time. I know I have given you one new addiction to follow now. And it's a very good addiction to have. Can I have a look at your flowers? Can we all turn it, share our, show it? Let's see how has all of us bloomed today. Oh, wow, Selvi, it's coming out very well. Very nice. So many pages you guys have filled. Archana, can you turn off your this क्या कहते हैं, which virtual camera? Very nice. I love your therapy wala also, Selvi. Very nice. What about you, Padma? Padma ma'am, you are florals today. Archana, the leaves are becoming very big. Make them small, otherwise they will look. They will have like not a flow structure, but a more solid. See the stems and the leaves. See your stem, how thick it is. It has to be a very thin stem. Very nice, Selvi. Yes, Parvati, Padma ma'am is a flower today herself. Very nice. So rose wala na ma'am, give it little more flow to it. Brush control. You are like flatten your brush. I'll show you one more example. All of you are doing great, guys. I love this. I'll just show you one issue that I'm seeing in all of you is you guys are not putting a lot of pressure onto it. Okay. Agla exercise whenever we do will be a brush exercise. See, a small brush you will use for your branches. Okay. Whenever you have to draw a branch, very small brush के साथ you will make the branch or the connections. Okay. When you have to make a leaf, you will pick up your medium brush. It can be size 2, it can be size 4, size 6, any size it will do. Pick up some color. Okay, put it here. Please watch this with me as we go and then flatten the brush. Okay, flatten the brush. See how much the brush is flattened and then taper it. Okay, so I'll show it to you again on this paper. Try it with me. First, you flatten the brush and then you taper it with it. So put pressure. Don't be afraid to put pressure on your brush. Take a lot of hum pe itna pressure world is putting, it's completely fine. So put pressure onto it and then taper it. Put pressure, then taper. Put pressure, then taper. Okay, so for the leaves also, this rose also same. You have to put pressure onto the leaf. So for example, I have some space here. Let me add one small plant here. So flatten your brush. Okay, flatten all of you. So when it needs thin, you use the only edge of the brush. But when you need this brush only, same brush I can use for this only. So when I need a little bit more edge, I will add the edge of it. But when I need bigger one, I will flatten it. But well done, yeah. Considerably, all of you said that after very long time you're doing watercolors or learning these techniques or practicing after long. You guys have done incredible job. So I'll just fill all the gaps that I have with some leaves. Oh, I forgot we had this mustard plant here. So we have to connect this mustard plant here also. Just add some leaves. Done. Okay. And today is, I think, day 169th of my drawing watercolors. So this is mine. But here it goes, guys. If you are learning something from me, it can't be just flowers or it can't be just one level. So what I want you to do with this beautiful painting that you have made is, after it dries, in these gaps, okay? You can see there are a lot of these gaps inside. you will write affirmations. So for example, my life is filled with colors. This you do when it's dry, okay? I'm going to give you some flower affirmations myself also. You can use those or you can use your own. I am happy, satisfied. Okay, now this has got a big space, so I'm going to write a big word here. Hope. Okay, for example, there's a space here for this. I'm going to write I love myself. Okay. So after you've painted your flowers, you can turn this into your own affirmation card. It is something that you've spent so much love and time to it. And if right now you are like, my flowers are not pretty, my flowers are not this, you add your energy into it, you add your affirmations about you into it, it will become perfect. Okay. Now, last part of this. Any doubts so far? Anyone, Selvi, Padma, ma'am, Archana? Last part of this is how to do pen illustrations and detailed ones with this. So this is the last part of it. So like I said, if you have a waterproof pen, you can make a very simple doodle. I'll show you 2, 3 techniques. Let's say I'm going to make very simple flowers here. Okay, this is how I used to draw rose when I was a child. Okay. Just adding couple of flowers here. Okay, so when you have these simple flowers, and this is what I used to use so much in my journals. I'm just going to add some color here and just add a solid, some irregular, slightly irregular shape onto it. You see, for example, I have some orange color. I'll just draw squiggly, weird little shape onto it. Okay, so this is a great thing you can do in your journals. If you're just quickly drawing something or doing it, just add a little bit of wash to it in shapes. And at least you can start with maybe daily, I will practice one small flower like this. This is a basic habit you can start with. Okay, I'll try to make flowers like this. I'll try to make it. This is one of the ways to do it. Let's take it to slightly higher level. So all of you have drawn with Niranjan. You have many of your drawings now. These drawings now you can practice to paint all of this. For example, let's see this dahlias that I have. Niranjan has shared this tutorial with you, by the way, in your guides. So once I have made this dahlia, for example, okay, I can add a very simple plain wash to it. So I'm going to take some pink and some white color and simply flat wash. I don't have to shade it. I don't have to do anything because already because of the way Niranjan has colored it, it will look it's already shaded. But still we start from the center because that's the darkest part. Okay, we start from the center. That is our darkest parts. And then we just take the water and color away from it. So all your old drawings, all of this, now you can try it again. Selvi had colored all her drawings and they were looking amazing. So you can retry and see because now you know more. Now you have so much more knowledge. So see the center one is looking dark on its own. I'm just dragging the water outside. Okay, same thing if I want to do with the multiple color. Taking some purple here. Where it is darkest, you put the color there, okay? Wherever it is darkest, and then just drag it along. So see, you have got such advanced techniques. This is the easiest technique, just coloring it in. It's like an adult coloring book. I want to add in a little bit more other color. I'll just add it here. I'm a little scared. Niranjan will say I've ruined his drawing. But like I say, no drawing is ruined. It all becomes you. So see, this way you can color all your old drawings. Just add a simple wash to it. You don't have to add in very fancy colors or doing it, but just the simple base colors you can add to it. I'll just add some green. And there you go. All right. So that is today's class. Oh my God, look at the things we covered. We learned how to make so many different kind of flowers, which you are going to practice. We learned how to turn it into our own personal bloom card with affirmations. We learned about art therapy. Let us now remove all this. See, oh my God, it has got such a wonderful texture of this rice and salt onto it. Even the haldi has given it such a nice color. See, all of the yellow from haldi has come. What a good therapy card. We also learned a different technique of doing wet and wet. We learned exercises like this. We have covered a lot today. I can't believe in just 2 hours I have been able to get in through so much, but it happened because of your energy. So now your homework is to practice, 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 make a full page with flowers. I want to see this. I want to see what you come up with, how many flowers you do. And like you said, lose flowers. No perfection, nothing. Just try. It has taken me 170 days to make this, right? So because I practiced every day. For you, you guys are just starting. So share this with me. This would be the best thank you card I would have ever received for this class. Try it. And I will share some more exercises, some more YouTube tutorials that you can now have confidence to do. I just told you the basic steps. Now you can learn beyond it. And from 29th, we are doing a very special floral series where we will learn how to do this, how to put it out there. Okay. Now, please share your drawing so I can give you a little bit of feedback if you have made, if there is any major mistake you are doing or practice. Please share your pictures. I'll have a look.
Yesterday I did some watercolor for Magnolia.
I'm seeing.
I just thought with along with like lines and watercolor.
So,
I
Selvi, you
just
are
thought
not
it would be
using
nice
the
if you
enough
had just
colors. What
feedback.
I see from Selvi's today practices, use more colors. Don't be afraid of it. It's becoming very dilute and this. Padma ji, very good. Knowing, doing that you're doing it for the first time, very good. But blend the colors a little bit. Like when you're doing the blue into it, add some water to it. The bloom exercises is done very well with you, which means you're understanding watercolor. Oh, the lotuses are really nice, Selvi ji, very nice. So I will suggest it's very beautiful from
It's
a watercolor
Magnolia.
perspective.
That watercolor thing, na? Niranjan wala.
So it's looking
Niranjan's
very
style.
beautiful from a watercolor perspective. It's perfect. Pink, yellow, blending, perfect. But from the art perspective, the lines are very rough. When you are drawing with, when you are doing florals and all, the lines have to be slightly gentle. They have to have more control. So other than that, this is really, really good. The watercolor is perfect. I have no complaints from the watercolor. The art part, you can do it. Why don't you try this pure with watercolors now this time?
Okay. That I didn't know. Only now I'm sitting with you now. Like
Now you
when I
try.
did it, like yesterday, day before yesterday, I was taking a lot of time to draw it first.
I can
Then I did the
understand.
coloring. So
I
You try again, it will work well. Archana, so the reason why you are not getting the required effect of it is because it has those slightly glossy colors. Glossy colors can be done as the final layer. But the first layer and all, I'll recommend you learn from core this so that there is more flow. I really love the roses also, Archana, but try using more brush movement to give it more dynamic. I feel all of them look very same, but in a flower, everything should look very different. So random is the key to this, but I love your leaves. Your leaves are very good. Very nice coffee painting. Great, Archana. I can already see a lot of growth in your technique from there. Do it with normal paints. You will see much better effects. See here also, they are all very uniform. Go random.
Mm.
The more random you go with,
Okay.
the better.
Yeah,
Padma
actually,
made
the
very
thing
big
is,
improvement
when
with
I
me.
was learning from this water aquarelle teacher here in Paris, we worked with metallic colors.
Hmm.
So because of that, I only have the metallic color palette
Oh,
right
you
now
don't
with
have a
me.
watercolor.
Yeah.
No worries
So
if you
I
can
will
get
get
a
one and
watercolor.
I will get one and I will practice with that.
Get a small palette only, the small
Yeah,
six,
yeah.
7, 8 colors that will really help. Ah, Padma ma'am, this is a very nice leaf. This is a very perfect leaf you have made. Very good. But only thing is कि center में एक थोड़ा सा line छोड़ दो. It will be very good. Color is becoming very yellow. So little bluish. Add in, try different colors. But very good. Here also flatten. आप ना अभी बस brush flatten exercises करो. For you, Padma ji, I will suggest just take a paper and do brush flattening exercises for
That's what I did with the last leaves. The last few leaves, I was just doing that.
flat. It's now working where you are getting it. Just try different sizes, like you said, na,
Huh.
different brush sizes.
Yeah.
Pick up different brush sizes and just do this exercise. This one. Try making as much random shapes you can make.
Okay. Done.
So one, I will suggest one way you can do this is what I used to do when I started practicing and all. Do it on newspapers. So if you practice the stroke on newspaper, your newspaper also becomes like a colorful thing and all. So rather than using a lot of expensive paper or doing it, you can
True.
practice these on newspapers. Okay, because you're practicing just strokes now. So
Hmm.
you
Gives
try.
an antique look. The paper
Yeah, it
also
will
becomes
look
very antique.
a correct.
This thing.
It will get a very vintage look type. So you can try all this here. Okay.
Done. Done.
Chalo guys, please practice now. I know there is no way you are not going to practice now because it is a very addictive form, and I know it will be there. Before signing out, it's almost time. I want to show you and inspire you ki how one you have seen the chakras already and you have worked with it. Now I want to show you one more thing to get highly inspired with, and this could be your next projects. So let's go. So there you go, guys. Behind me, you can see this is also an example of a
Yeah.
loose floral. This only, it's a very big painting that I tried. Those are Jarbaras. So next, maybe next month or something, I will teach you with acrylics how to make flowers. Acrylics are slightly easier with flowers because they have a different flow. So if you practice watercolors good, if you do it, I'm going to also show you how to do this. And like I say, guys, practice. All of this you should see. I'll show you my day one practice. I think day 47, in fact, not even one. Huh. This is my day 7 practice versus now you see.
So
So
cute.
the more and more you guys practice, it will come. Okay. All right. See you guys. Practice. Bloom. Okay.
You.
Okay, guys. Bye. Bloom.
Bye.
Show